Hey, welcome to a motivational moment with Shamie Shone, and I'm Shamie Shone. And on advice you didn't know you needed today, here it is. Hey, just rolling in on the scene, and I got some advice for you I bet you didn't even know you needed. You can talk about change all you want, but what are you doing? Truly, what are you doing? Are you holding yourself accountable for that change that you want? Are you feeling confident and committed about the change that you want? If you're not doing anything to change, then that's just rhetoric. You're really just blowing smoke up your own tail, right? So I already know you want some change. You're watching. So hit that heart and follow. And don't forget to find me on your other socials so we can talk about the traits of successful people. Hey, again, I'm Shamie Shone, and if you haven't taken a moment to hit that bell, subscribe, and follow, comment, and share, make sure you do that. So today's episode, we're going to be talking about some habits of successful people. I've got 5 of them for you, so make sure you don't miss out on any of the content that I have for you. Make sure you follow, you subscribe, you share, you comment, not just on YouTube, but also Instagram, Facebook, and of course, the Tickety Talk. So without further ado, let's get into today's episode. The 5 successful traits. Hey, here we are, ready for our motivational moment with Shamie Shone and some advice you didn't even know you needed. Let's talk about the traits of successful people. One of the traits is hunger, all right? The need to be fulfilled always comes back with hunger. And hunger is typically not satiated by one round of consumption. Let's think of our bodies. Our body is saying, I'm hungry because I've used the fuel up that you put in me before, so now I need some more fuel. You're hungry again. See, successful people, they always have that hunger. It's going to come back regardless of what's happening. So with that, you become motivated because now you're hungry and you're motivated to take care of that hunger, to get rid of that hunger. So it becomes a cycle. But successful people use this cycle to feed that hunger to get to that next level. That hunger is fed by that motivation. So with the hunger being a trait, you have to kind of ask yourself, are you hungry? Really? Because if you're not hungry, you might not be dedicated nor consistent to getting yourself fed. So that leads us to another trait, because when you're hungry, you're not always going to have all the answers, right? So we have to be having a trait of humility. And that's a humble view of oneself and capabilities. Because like I said, there comes a point when we realize we do not have the knowledge or the experience to do what we want to do. So successful people understand the importance of gaining, accessing, leveraging those skills, knowledge, and abilities of others. Yeah, don't be ashamed of it, because we, again, are not born knowing everything. And there are people who are better at X, Y, and Z, while we are better at L, M, and N, and that's fine. Successful people will surround themselves with individuals who have obtained the knowledge, the skill to put forth what they want to happen. Another trait that successful people have is consistency. Now, consistency, that comes from doing something over and over and over. And when you do something over and over and over, you gain the confidence, you gain the experience, you gain the skills. And I like to think of professional athletes in this aspect, because when we see successful athletes in their arena, we know they have probably practiced, immersed, lived, breathed, ate, slept that endeavor over and over and over again. To become successful, we have to be willing to be consistent in our actions and our thought patterns. And it shouldn't be that hard, because the next trait is passion. When you become passionate about something, it's probably the first thing you think about when you wake up. And then it's probably the last thing that you think about before you going to sleep. And being passionate means that the negativity that might come with your endeavor, with your leveling up, it's used as fuel. Positive fuel. You took it and you turned it around because you're passionate about something. It makes you happy. It makes you feel good in your spirit. So it doesn't matter what anybody says. You're going to use whatever it is that they said to help fuel your hunger and motivation to be consistent to do what you want to do. So that leads me to clarity. Successful people have a certain amount of clarity with what they want to do. And clarity comes from having a vision and understanding of what is needed, and understanding of what it will take. Clarity brings about the steps needed to obtain your goal. So those are some traits. I've mentioned 5. We've got hunger, we've got humility, we've got consistency, we've got passion, and we've got clarity. So when you can say what success looks like to you, what success is to you, you can then start participating in the endeavors that it takes for your vision to come about. Get your vibe in order to become successful, right? Because that's your vision, your intention, your belief, and then your execution. That's your vibe. And if you look at successful people, they have a certain vibe about them. So I want you to go ahead and take some time and figure out, what is success to you? When's the last time you sat back and said, this is what success means to me? This is what success looks like to me. When was the last time you really sat and did that? Because it's something that we kind of have to do on an annual period in our lives. When we do that, we get the clarity on the different areas we need to take care of: mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, financial. Then once we have the clarity, we can start to envision what we need to do, because we're going to start sitting down specific, measurable, attainable, and achievable, relevant time frame driven goals, because you're successful and you already are successful. And even if something didn't work out or pan out how you thought it would or how it should, that just means you're in a reevaluation phase, and that's something that successful people do. So I hope that you are able to take some of this information. This is just my perspective on some traits that successful people have, and you're able to use it. Because the next episode is going to be getting our vibe in order, as I just mentioned, that vision, that intention, that belief, and that execution. So thanks for watching. Keep on liking. And as always, I appreciate you.